Uh, welcome everybody to Dave Jaguar 66. Over the weekend well, the last week, I've been doing a parts list for the Mini Cooper and the two XK 150 Jaguars, and I just wanted to post this up because it's fairly obvious that obviously the difference between a Mini and an XK to buy and a finished product are completely different. Of course they are. But the scale in the difference between the price of the parts for an XK, a Jaguar XK, and a Mini is massive. When you think, you know, they were started in 1959 and these cars are 1958. Okay, they are totally different, but I just want to put in perspective just the kind of costs that is involved. And the other thing is it's kind of strange that I basically have the four cars that I have. The Mini and the Land Rover are probably the two cheapest classic vehicles to restore. The Mini certainly for parts, they're very abundant, and the same with the Land Rover, pretty much mark all the way through the Series 1, 2 and 3, pretty much the same, all bolt on as well. Very, very cheap for parts. And at the other end of the scale, you've got the Series 1 E-Type Jaguar 66, and then a 58 XK 150. So I just want to, I've got the total so far, and this is not including the wheels, the new tyres, the hood, the interior, and lots of other things. So it's still going, it's still increasing, but it's quite frightening, the amount. So I just want to show you a couple of things here which just gives you an idea, so that if you're going to restore a car, this is one thing you should do, is make sure you look at the parts prices maybe before you buy, so you know what you're up for. Okay, so this is a typical, for instance. So this is a servo for a Mini, which is, with the VAT, it is £126 for that servo. That's for the Mini, from Mini Spares. Now, if you go to S&G Barrett, which is the main XK or main Jaguar people, it's £318 plus VAT for a servo. And there is a surcharge, so obviously getting a brand new one would cost God knows how much money. So there's two items, there's one item. This is another one. Now obviously the sizes and everything are different, and the radiator on an XK is double the surface area of a Mini, obviously. But just to show you, the cheapest Mini radiator you can buy is £57.54. That's including VAT. This is where the shocker comes in. For a radiator assembly, to get a new one, is £1,339.80. There you go. This is for an exchange unit, which is 446, which isn't so bad, but it's still a lot. But that's for to get one made. £1,339.80. Incredible. That's just some of the parts. There are things like master cylinders, where the anomaly is massive, and they look very similar to other parts. I've actually tried looking to see if some other vehicles had them on. For instance, £150 for a slave cylinder, a small slave cylinder, 150 quid. Oh, plus VAT, so 200 and something, or 200 quid. It's unbelievable. Then you start getting onto the body panels, and obviously the prices, again, the size. I mean, a Mini wing is £44.10. But it's a very small wing and it's quite an easy pressing to make. Now, obviously, this is a completely different cup of tea, but if you take the XK, for instance, that wing assembly is actually £4,032 for this wing. A couple of others here, just to give you an idea. This is how. Okay. For the rear wing, which is this piece here, is £1,209. and it just goes on and on like that. So to give you an idea of some of the others, here we go. The bonnet assembly, which is aluminium, I have to say, but that bonnet assembly is £6,600 for the bonnet. What's this other one? The boot lid. This boot lid here, a small boot lid, it's not that big, is £1,987, and that's for a shell, boot lid shell. So don't think I'm moaning, complaining. I'm a very lucky man that I'm lucky enough to have toys like this or get cars like this. Okay, I have to rebuild them myself because the price they want is over the top. But what I'm trying to put over is you need to be very careful. When you're going out and you're buying something, you found something you like, do some research on it and check what the parts, what the prices are, not just the prices, what the availabilities are. I mentioned this in my top 10 tips. My brother-in-law has an MGC GT, and there were very few made. I think in the region around 1700, 1800, about the same as the XK 150 OTS. But a lot of the parts didn't come from the MGB, so he had to make a lot of parts like the turret tops and a lot of other things. So one, check the availability of the parts, check the prices of the parts, and know what you need, what you're up for before you start it. So that just gives you an idea. I won't tell you the total figure unless somebody asks me to, but it's eye-watering, absolutely eye-watering. I had to have a couple of cigarettes after it. I was shocked. I knew they would be expensive, but some of the things are quite small, but because they're indicative just to an XK, you have to pay through the nose. I guess people would say, well, you can afford to have an XK, you can afford to pay for it. I don't see it that way, but anyway. So I'm going to go and get changed now. I'm going to start on the Mini, and by tonight, hopefully I'll have produced another video with what I've done to it and so on and so forth. Anyway, take care, and I'll catch you hopefully tonight. Bye for now. Take care.